welcome to or welcome back to Total Spotfest. I am JJ Brownlee. This is Jamie Faulkner. We're coming at you wishing you a very happy Thanksgiving. It is unintentionally a Thanksgiving episode for us here, so hope you guys are eating plenty of food, watching football, and saving on just a little bit of time to spend it with us. So, happy Thanksgiving. We got lots of wrestling to go over because last night on the Dynamite Thanksgiving, which that's what they called it. It was the Dynamite Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I don't know. It could have had a better name. You know, maybe the Gobble Gobble Dynamite. I don't know. No. Are you pro Gobble Gobble or anti Gobble Gobble?
Anti Gobble Gobble.
I really don't like it, but because so many people hate it too, I kind of use it as a trolling mechanism.
As a card-carrying member of the troll community, I do appreciate that, but I'm anti.
I really despise it too. But anyway, whether you are pro or anti-troll, welcome. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate it. If you're watching us on YouTube, as always, drop a comment down below, join the conversation, give us a like while you're down there. Listening to us, you can get in touch on Twitter at Total Spotfest, and as always, you can check us out on our website, www.totalspotfest.com. All right, so hopefully we are ready to go with everything we got. Like I said, we got a lot to get over. There's been a bunch of news out there, kind of all over the place. So We're going to talk about Dynamite momentarily, but we do want to start kind of a piggyback from our last episode because we had the awesome time last weekend of interviewing DJ, who we love, and
we do.
Hope you guys love him as well. So we're gonna keep that kind of train rolling because tomorrow, as of recording, by the way, there is I think under 10 tickets left.
Nine tickets.
There's 9 as of 10 o'clock on Wednesday. So maybe less by the time you're listening, but you could still get in. There's still a few tickets available for tomorrow's New Journey Pro show. ThanksKilling.
Amazing name. I love that name. As a horror movie aficionado, I love that name.
I know you do. It's definitely all up your alley. So, at Blip Coffee Roasters, once again, if you haven't listened to our interview, go back and check it out. We talk a lot about Blip and other goings on with Journey Pro. So in the future, we look for big things happening. But this Friday, there's going to be some big things going on. So
hardcore.
They've released all the matches, graphics, full card's been put out there on the internet. So let's just go through it real fast.
Let's go.
First and foremost is the match that I'm super excited to see. Returning to Journey Pro, Heidi Howlitzer versus Impact Wrestling contract signed wrestler Masha Slamovich.
Amazing.
That's going to be amazing name, and those two women are going to complement each other, I think, wonderfully. It's going to be a very, very strong women's match, so I'm excited for that.
I totally agree. I think this match is going to be an absolute banger.
100%. So looking forward to seeing that. Also looking forward to seeing our buddy Kenny Alfonso. And, it's been a little bit since we got to see him live. So he was on the hottest of hot rolls. He was to keep it going as he continues to feud from all our shows or secret shows against KLD, formerly known for those of you from NWL as Letterman. I swear, young boy about lost it because he just went for like 5 minutes, just kept going, yelling out Letterman, just continuously. It was great.
Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised if you're there and you hear me yell that. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I would be surprised if it didn't happen. If you didn't yell that, I don't know what I would think of myself anymore.
I know. Like I have an appearance to uphold as a troll. I don't want to let down my fans.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Speaking of fans, we are big fans of this next match, and we will be wearing our shirts in support of #HeelShit, the Howlets, going up against the Premier.
That match will by far Steal the show. Calling it now.
And
Stealing the show.
the premier 3-man team, this is being advertised that this pairing of the premier includes Campbell Myers. So, ooh, let's go.
Yes, yes.
Let's fucking go. Also on the card is what was booked, I believe. This is another one. There's a couple of these are carryovers from October show that the Halloween show that was missed, and it's Jeremy Wyatt going up against a debuting Vinny Pacifico. Have you had a chance to go back and watch any Vinny Pacifico on the internets?
Absolutely, 100%.
It's worth a look. It's worth a good look, people.
He did like our tweet when I tweeted at our good friend Jeremy Wyatt, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
That might be a stretch, but I just
go with it.
I just politely said, I heard his weakness is a lion tamer. Too bad you won't do one. And then to which he replied, he goes, too bad you're an idiot, but everybody knows it or something like that. And I responded, I'm like, well, I only listen to champions, so there's that.
Yeah, the feud is real. It's finally, after all your hard work, is finally moving forward between you and Jeremy Wyatt. So
yes,
I'm more for that than I am for the thing, but I am definitely for this match as well. Vinny Pacifico, I'm happy to see him live.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll give me a lion tamer. He has the ability.
Well, he can. And this next match is somebody who promised to at least tease you with a lion tamer, yet he has so far disappointed. And it's going to be a triple threat match. Christian Rose, Luke Langley, and Luke is at least booked as his kind of singles, the pirate eye patch, shtick, not necessarily the Enlightenment Luke Langley, whatever though. But Christian Rose, Luke Langley, and Dallas Cade, our very own good friend Dallas Cade. Dallas, you're supposed to troll Jamie and almost do a lion tamer. I just want to throw that out there.
I mean, trolling a troll is a tall task, and I believe he could do it.
Yes, but I'm excited to see that match too. Really, Christian Rose has been on a good run. He had a developing feud kind of going with Gary J, which I'm not gonna lie, felt a little awkward for the way it kind of went about after all our shows are secret shows.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they kind of broke that off at least for a little bit. So
agreed.
It should be just a good fun match. And speaking of good fun matches, this next one is probably gonna be the most fun match of the night. I'm just saying that right now. So you got a tag team match of Thumbs and Buns versus Jason Strife and a returning Donnie Pepper Cricket.
Yes. And you heard us talk about this when we reviewed 7 to 8 weeks later. This was the guy that came out to Real Big Fish, and we lost it. Like, because I'm a nerd for that, and he was over. The crowd was in on him. He's got it. I am 100% supporting this one. I'm calling it out now. Donnie Pepper Cricket gets the pin in an upset against Thumbs and Buns.
Ooh, okay. Well, we're just gonna see. Donnie, it is very interesting because that was like right in the middle of the 78 weeks later is the show where we saw him at. It was a 6-person scramble, and that place was right before the sun went down. So it was definitely the second match of the night, and it was definitely a sauna in there.
It was a strong 100 degrees in there.
By that match, the first match, whatever, we're all excited to be there. Oh, it's a little hot. It'll get better though, and no. But by that second match, it was kind of all sinking in that no, we're in this brick oven for the long haul. And the fact that he kind of took over spirit-wise and kept the crowd alive, literally, was great. He had just a great ring presence, a great aura about him. So I am really excited to see Donnie Pepper Cricket again. Always great to see Thumbs and Buns. Mike has come leaps and bounds from when we very first saw him a couple years back.
Yes,
we love us some Buns of Steel too. Always that. And Jason Strife, I think that's an interesting kind of pairing with him and Donnie. So I want to see where this goes. I'm happy. I said this one here gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely.
And then And then we got 2 more matches. They have it wouldn't be a Journey Pro show without a scramble of some sort. So we have a 4-person scramble. I feel like that may get bumped. If there's going to be surprises, I feel like there might be some extra entrance in that. Just
Absolutely,
saying.
I agree.
Usually they do 6-person scrambles. So if there is a surprise, I'm guessing right here. But right now they've announced it that it's going to be Darren Bankston versus Ethan Everhart versus the Huntsman, Jay Marston, versus a returning Trevor Aeon.
Yes, that's who I got pegged to win this thing. I mean,
oh man, I want to see his gear too. What's he going to come out as?
Yeah, I mean, and you know they have the Everhart guy who's like a cross between Matt Riddle and and Jungle Boy. Like he's the Jungle Bro.
Right.
Yeah. So we've seen him. We've seen the Huntsman too.
We've seen him, yep.
Yeah, we've seen all of them actually, but you know,
we've seen all of them. Mm-hmm.
I really hope the Gothic Gangster takes this one home.
I like his stick. I mean, he can put it together too in the ring, but I really like his character work, and just all the way down to the red contacts. You know, the attention. It's those things for an independent wrestler that really get to me, because it's like, you know, you're traveling, doing all this stuff here, to go through that much detail for your character on a traveling basis is just shows the dedication. And I'm a big fan of Trevor. I thought he did great. I ran up and, you know, shook his hand after Weekend of Journeys when he was here last. So that'll be fun. But I'm still calling. I think there's going to be some surprises, and they'll show up in this match. That's my guess.
I mean, I'm for it.
I'm all for it. I'm all for the final match as well. So, transpiring from St. Louis Anarchy's last show. Unfortunately, it wasn't broadcast on the Journey to Anarchy Twitch this particular time. But all counts, it was a banger of a show. It was not at that outdoor place anymore. They have like an indoor spot now they're doing, thank God. But the headline event was the culmination of the Gary J and Jeremy Wyatt feud, for the time being at least. So this was a no time limit, no anything goes, no disqualification. There has to be a winner match between the two of them. Gary J got the victory, finally became Gateway Heritage Champion.
Beat him.
Give it up for Gary fucking J. So, in his first Journey Pro appearance since becoming the Gateway Heritage Champion, Gary J going up against somebody we have seen from Dark Elevation, and I think he was previously in Journey Pro as well.
Yeah, we saw him at Weekend Journeys.
Weekend of Journey, that's right. Because there were so many people in that gauntlet match that Walter put together. So, but yeah, we're gonna see him again. JDX,
who is a stud.
He's more shredded than a Julian Salad, some might say.
You stole my gimmick.
You always try to steal my gimmick, trying to say hi to Ruby.
Hi, Ruby.
Hey, Ruby.
Boom.
I beat you.
No, I got it. I said it first.
You did not say it first.
I totally said it first.
I absolutely beat you to it. That's okay. I beat you. I get your gimmick, and I beat you on my gimmick.
Nope. I got it.
Mine's not even a gimmick. Mine's a test of a man's fortitude, trying to get a shout out from a person.
Just troll him like I do. That's how it worked for me.
I guess I have the unintended response. I believe in my methodology. So, anywho, gimmick infringement aside, that's the card for Journey Pro. It's going to be a good time. I guarantee it. We, of course, are not wearing our costumes. Like we previously said, we're going to wear our costumes regardless, right? We're not.
Yeah, we're not.
But we have costumes for next year.
Absolutely. They're pretty amazing.
Which makes me happy because I don't have to think about it next year when you say, let's do a costume. I'm like, got one. Good. Let's go.
Yes.
All right. So we will talk about it next week, give you guys kind of a rundown. We're trying to get in touch. Because we've talked to Walter, we've talked to DJ just recently. We've been chatting with the rest of the Journey Pro guys, and we want to give you as much Journey Pro content as we can, especially with their push. And I think in the near future, we're definitely going to be able, outside of Kansas City, to experience Journey Pro. So, Chris and Hartzell, we're trying to see if we can't work some stuff out. Be on the lookout. We'll let you guys know ahead of time, tweet it out if we can figure it out. Try and get them on for an interviews as well, so we can talk to them about some stuff. But should be exciting. There is going to be a show in December. They DJ did say so. I'm sure we'll find that out this Friday. So next week, we'll talk all about it, give you kind of our thoughts from the show, what we liked, what was good, any announcements, any surprises, all that stuff. So stay tuned. We'll let you guys know what happened.
Sweet.
All right, let's pivot. Okay, so we have a bunch of little tidbits we want to get to, but I want you to go ahead and go through the numbers if you got them handy and ready to go.
I do. I really do.
See, I set you up for that one. I stole your Tropic Thunder, but I give you a little Pitch Perfect to make up for it.
I appreciate that. I'm thankful on this Thanksgiving. All right, so everybody went up except for two, and both of those properties are owned by Titan Entertainment. The artist formerly known as Titan Entertainment and is just WWE. So the first one of the first that we always go over, the flagship, the former flagship.
The flagship.
Yeah, it is a sheep in sheep's clothing. It's Raw. Raw was up. It was actually up. It was 1.585 up from 1.549.
So not a ton, but a little. This was the post-Survivor Series show.
Which
day after Survivor
would have
Series.
done something, and it did not.
Well, they did find the egg, apparently. I saw that it was, I can't remember if Salcedo had tweeted out, maybe Sean Ross, but what happened was Austin Theory stole the egg so that he could give it back to Vince McMahon and get an epic selfie with it.
Feels
That's
right.
his character. Yeah. But thank God he found the egg.
Enjoy catering, Austin Theory.
I know. Heather Librarian offered me the egg, so I thought she had taken it. But no, it was definitely Austin.
So NXT was down.
2.0.
2.0, sorry. 2.0. It was at 603 and went down to 574.
Oh, my God.
On Tuesday, and it's 2 hours. I'm gonna put a pin in that.
Okay.
Well, you'll get where I'm going.
I'm interested. I don't know. You piqued me. I'm like, okay. Go ahead. AEW.
AEW was up. AEW.
That'd be Dynamite.
Dynamite. Yes, Dynamite was up. Dynamite was at 913. They got up to 984. So getting closer and closer back to their million mark, which I think they're gonna hit.
Right.
This past episode, I think gets them over the hump. Even though it is a travel day, so this could be one of those ones where it's not. I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, we'll see. And here's a real fast note about Dynamite. We'll talk about last night's Dynamite here, but that number is for a show that was spearheaded by Hangman Adam Page as the face of the company. Yep. So for all the haters out there, saying that, oh, well, Hangman, how you gonna put your company in Hangman stuff? This stuff. Who's that guy? Whatever. It's like, we know what the fuck we're doing, and the fans showed. So thank God for that. That's awesome.
Impact, big winner. They damn near. They
were
damn near doubled. I mean, it's not that much. It was about 50. It was a cool $50,000. They were at 79,000 and went up to 129,000. Big number for them.
Big ups. Now, that was over the weekend. They had their pay-per-view, so that was their go-home show for the pay-per-view, which had the Minoru Suzuki Josh Alexander fight. I want to say that's probably why that fight alone, but I'm just glad to see that. Good.
Yeah.
like if Impact dips down, here's my theory on them. Okay, so we don't really have a lot to talk about Impact this week here. We talked about the pay-per-view when we did, our special Tuesday show. Impact dips down like they did, embarrassing bad fashion, or even whatever. If it's for a week, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. It's when it's like 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row where they're below 100 or 80. That's when I'm like, but I'm good with this. So yeah.
So SmackDown, the new flagship, the Fox flagship, was down. Not a whole lot, but it was down. They were at 2.104 and they're down to 2.064. So 40,000 or 400,000.
That would be
400,000.
400,000, and that would be the go home show for Survivor Series.
40,000. That's 40,000.
I think just like seeing Dynamite next week, seeing what SmackDown does, because it's Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving as well. Mm-hmm. Just wonder if that'll have any impact. We'll see.
Yeah, and then finally Rampage was up.
This made me happy. This made me very happy.
I'm gonna take my pen out. They were at 5:15, and they got up to 5:56. 1 hour show at 9 p.m. Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, and they pulled a 5:56. And again, let's talk about NXT 2.0, who's on a Tuesday at a prime time on a prime channel as well. Only got 574. So less than 20,000 difference.
I mean,
I don't think this change was for the better there, old Kevin Dunn.
Now, from all accords that I've read, network, all this stuff, they're happy with the direction of NXT, right? Mm-hmm. They're happy with it. They believe in the long-term vision. I don't know if they're just buying a bill of goods that Dunn is selling them, but I mean, this isn't an anomaly. This is a trend that's been going on with them. The new NXT, people are just turning off. They're like, whatever.
So my question is this, and I ever since this got announced, is it's been stuck in my head.
Okay.
They are TV 14. They are moving to more of an edgy product for NXT 2.0, correct?
Right.
But they've also said this is the proving ground for people in order to move up to the main roster, correct?
That is the mindset is to make this what it originally was as Nexus, which is like the old Ohio Valley, an actual making stars that'll be on Raw and SmackDown. Yes.
So last time I checked, Raw and SmackDown are both PG.
PG, yes.
So
that doesn't make sense.
So you build this edgy TV 14 edgy character, and then you soften them the hell up when they go up. That makes no sense. This model does not make sense to me. If they're going TV 14, that means the rest of it needs to go TV 14, and then we might get good WWE back. I don't know. Right now, it's just a big pile of heaping shit.
Well, here's what the reality is going to be. This is my prediction world right here, is that they're going to do this as a knee-jerk reaction almost, I think, because they've already started to lay the groundwork. All the women are now hypersexualized, right? All the men are stupid jacked, and they start saying shit, ooh, on NXT and all this stuff, and the problem that we've long talked about, we're going to talk about in a minute because there's more of this. NXT stars go to the main roster. What happens to them? They get buried like a motherfucker. Gone are the days when, Seth Rollins comes up, proves himself and does good. Bryan Danielson, same thing. They had the whole feud with The Miz because he was his trainer and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. Kevin Owens surprised John Cena and beats him, and then that's his introduction to the main roster. You had surprises coming the day after like Amore and Cash, even at that, when they came up, or you have the big call-ups. Gone are those days. Now when they're moving people from NXT to any of the other rosters, first of all, they stick them in dark matches for 3-4 months.
Yep.
So it's not a surprise when it happens. And then they just kind of show up with a much milder or completely altered version of whatever they were. You know, they either become generic as shit. See Aaliyah, you know, girl who worked her ass off, you know, got, you know, for years at NXT was the person who took all the losses, right? Worked her butt off. By all accounts, is like a hard worker behind the scenes, and she's just vanilla as shit now. No character whatsoever. Or they tweak them, they change them, they remove their names and give them a single name. Hello, you know, Shotzi, period, end of sentence. And then, you know, so on and so forth until they, you know, don't know what to do with them because they took a character which they didn't understand or didn't care to understand. Said, I think you should be this. Oh, that didn't work out. Just stand over in the corner until we figure out what to do with you, and then they get released. Mm-hmm. That's going to be amplified now with this whole thing because they're doing a knee-jerk reaction, in my opinion, to try and get NXT better numbers, is their thought, right? If it's edgy, you'll get better numbers because on cable. Ooh. But you're right. They're not going to do any service for anybody they're going to be building up, pulling in.
Yeah.
Anybody who's got a chance for long-term support is already predetermined and has been flagged for whatever already. See Gable Stevens said. Mm-hmm. So what's WWE going to look like in 10 years? Probably the exact same as it looks like right now.
Probably. And it'll have its same fan base, which, you know, more power to you.
Same people.
You know what? I appreciate that you guys like that product. And you know what? Different strokes for different folks, man. But
Sure.
I have sworn off of it. You know, it is just because it pisses me off because I know how good it can be because the amount of sheer talent they have, it should be way better than what it is right now.
Well, it definitely should, and you know, I think you're starting to see that. I think if anything forces the change of it, there's two things. Mm-hmm. First and foremost, if they do what we all been predicting for months is the long-term goal, and they do get sold, right?
That's the big one.
They get sold to Disney, whatever. But you know, they get sold to some whatever else. You know, they get sold to somebody because if they get sold, that would probably mean that's the McMahon's swan song, right? If he sells it, that's his way of doing one final big business deal and going off into the sunset. I've done it all, right? Mm-hmm. And then his lackeys will not be retained. The new owner is going to be like, no, and no, goodbye. Then they have a shot of revamping. You know, if the new owner is like, hey, Triple H, hey, HBK, you guys, we know you. We watched you growing up. You guys run this stuff. You know, bring it, you know, pull up Regal and, you know, some others that are behind the scenes that are in the know that are coming up, you know. That Tyson Kidd, things like that, right? Mm-hmm. That to me is how it will change, or they'll be forced by the hand. And what this the second kind of thing is already started to transpire. Adam Cole left, and immediately the day after, you know, showed up at All Out that we saw in Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. Kevin Owens is going to do the same thing. Contract's expiring, out the door. I've heard Johnny Gargano signed a week extension on his contract to get through War Games, and he's probably not going to be back.
Yeah, he did not sign the contract.
He signed an extension just to get through the War Games pay-per-view.
Yep.
I think and then so you're literally either going to have to put up with the big money people who Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon and all of their lackeys and Laurinaitis have all banked everything on. You'll have nothing but Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre until eternity comes. Or you've got this slew of people that are not necessarily wrestlers coming up in through NXT. I don't know. I don't know if you can sustain that.
I don't know. I really don't know. They've pissed me off so much. Like, they released more people.
Last Friday, I believe it was. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so they released 8 more people, ladies and gentlemen. 8. And some of these names piss me off. One does not.
Start with that one, because we've long made the joke, how did this person survive when X or Y or so-and-so didn't?
Yes.
Start with that.
So it's finally happened, ladies and gentlemen. Jackson Riker is no longer a WWE employee.
Thank God.
You know, I don't wish for people to lose their job or get fired, but that one I did. I'm sorry. He's terrible.
He's not a good person.
No one liked him backstage. Nobody.
I mean, it's a Velveteen Dream and Lars Sullivan, same sort of thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, why keep this guy? Why have him here? Finally, they cut the cord.
Yeah, no, it was bad. So he's gone, but then it gets a little weird after that. So,
oh yeah,
Drake Maverick was released again. So this is the second time.
Terribly surprising, to be honest with you.
No, not at all.
Unfortunate for him, but
yeah, Shane Thorne was released. Bad deal for that guy.
Yeah, it was.
Then they released the rest of Hit Row.
Did this surprise you? Because this surprised the shit out of me.
It did, but it didn't, because when they released the first one, I'm like, oh God, they're already sour on them. Like, they don't get them. They don't get Hit Row. Like, that's the thing. Don't. The 60-year-old, 70-year-old white guys didn't get Hit Row. I am so surprised.
Ding, ding, ding. Yes.
Yeah, so Ashanti the Adonis is gone. Isaiah Swerve Scott, which that's a damn shame, because that guy
that's kicking that sucks.
Amazing wrestler. And then Top Dollar, who has been like,
he had gotten heat from his spatting with Max Caster, like legit heat behind the scenes with management, and I understand that, because he was very vocal. This is a man who played professional football for a number of years, actually has rap albums he's produced and released. He's got other things going for him. He doesn't need to be a wrestler, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's blatantly obvious, because he was not giving a fuck and just talking shit and got big heat, and it ended up costing him his goddamn job because of it.
Yeah.
And his buddies, too, because they kind of got roped in. But you're right. This was one of the hottest ideas and concepts that was going on there, you know? And even though I hated the whole thing, because the logo, the font, the R looked weird, like a B, it was so perfect, right? Everything was great about the way they did this. And then they got fast-tracked up to SmackDown, and we're all like, I don't know about that. And then, sure as shit, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. But that one was shocking. This one surprised the hell out of me and made me mad, furious, and again, made me hate WWE. And that is one Miss Tegan Knox, who got called up with Shotzi 3 days after she got healthy. You know, like, she was cleared. She made an appearance on NXT, and then she was on SmackDown with Shotzi Blackheart.
Thank you.
You know, and then next thing you know, Shotzi's doing her own thing, and Tegan's not doing anything, and she's gone. And she's a hell of a wrestler.
Out the door. And yes, she had bad injuries, like, consecutively. Mm-hmm. Tore her knee up, came back, tore her other knee up immediately. Then came back, had a good little run, kept going, tore her knee up again. I get that.
Yeah, and the thing is...
But this is well after that.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, like, afterwards, the outpour for her was just insane. Like,
it was a lot. It was a lot.
Rhea Ripley was like, there is no Rhea Ripley without Tegan Knox. Like, without her, I would not be here today and who I am.
Yeah, she legit kept me from getting fired like 3 times. And
yeah, like... So many people love her, and this is a big mistake. And wherever she lands, AEW, it is going to be a big win, because homegrown wrestler, she's just amazing, absolutely amazing. Hell, Stardom, she'd be great in Stardom. Oh my god,
she'd be good. I would like to see her and Athena, who is what Ember Moon used to go by in her indie days, right? Mm-hmm. And it's Knoxwell Nivens is what Tegan Knox's new Twitter is. So that's what they'll be eventually, apparently. But, I think the two of them together in some promotion could do wonders. I would like to see them show up in Impact.
Yeah.
I think that we were bitching about, some of the deficiencies, It was more men related tag teams, but I would like to see them show up to kind of add just that little extra depth, because once again, not everybody can go to AEW, and I think the two of them together would be great. Mm-hmm. I don't know if both of them would go to AEW though.
Tegan, I think Tegan, if she does anything, I think she goes to Stardom, because that just makes a lot of sense.
It does.
She's Australian, or Kiwi. I think she might be a Kiwi. She might be a New Zealander. I don't remember.
She's Welsh.
Is she Welsh?
She's Welsh.
Who the fuck am I
she has the Welsh dragon on her fucking jacket.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I'm thinking of Rhea Ripley. There you go. Whoops.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah. Well, no, I can see her going there because it makes a lot of sense. She has a lot of connections there.
It does.
She could grow and get great again there, and then come back to the United States and be a forefront person at AEW, because that's who she is. And to your point, Athena Ember Moon screams Impact. Give me 100%. Some of that. Her and Deonna Purrazzo, yes.
All day, every day. Let's fucking go. Yes. Yes, her and Rosemary would be great. Yeah, just all of this I think would be great. So
yeah.
Once again, at it again. Congratulations, WWE. At least you're giving us stuff to talk about on the regular, so there's that. There's interesting stuff. So a lot of kind of talking is going on right now. I think after the first of the year, you're going to see a lot of moves going on. We already talked about Johnny Gargano. Mm-hmm. So Johnny Gargano signed a contract. Apparently, he goes through December 10th is what his contract goes through now. Now, talks are still apparently ongoing. The same thing that was going on with Adam Cole. The difference with Gargano, that his wife she's on maternity right now, is currently assigned NXT talent. Mm-hmm. That may affect his decision. I don't have faith that after that baby's born that they're going to do shit with her, though.
Oh, no.
Which is a shame and a half.
Yeah, she's too old for them. 100% too old for them. It's a damn shame, because she's a great wrestler. We saw her live. Going against Tainara at that time. She's just Tainara. No last name. But, it's one of those things that I could totally see him going off, and then when the baby's there, he'll do his thing and still be wherever, because I think when she has the baby, she's done. She just might be done.
You think she might be out of wrestling?
Yeah.
And there are some who are like that. And, I think that she might not be done, but take this for example. Take Maria Kanellis. When was the last time you saw Maria Kanellis in a match? In a real match, not some 24/7 championship bullshit, right? It was before she had her babies, right? She hasn't really wrestled. She did a little bit. She does every once in a while, but she was doing the whole manager thing inside of NWA before, and then that. So I think that you don't have to be a wrestler to be involved in wrestling, and I could see her doing some of that. Her last couple months before, aside from the run with Indy, she kind of was more of that personality, helping to put over Indy. So
yeah, and look at Indy.
Maybe that's her future. Indy's all over the place. Now, she did apparently lose this past week to a repackaged, I want to say it that way. So they took Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. Instead of having them as the athletic stuff, whatever, they're kind of repackaging them as these fun party girls, right? they have like these like cannons and stuff. I saw a GIF on Twitter. So they come through the crowd and they have these like party cannons they shoot off. They shoot like, like smoke and confetti and bullshit and whatever. And they're all like TikTok dancing and stuff like that. They still do ridiculous stuff in the ring, but it's with this whole mindset of their anyway. We're done bitching about NXT. I'm sorry, but yeah, look at Indy. Look what she's done. Indy's over as shit right now. So,
Mrs. Loomis.
Mrs. Loomis. Also, there is lots of workings. Once again, the thing is out there. Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens. January's ETA. We're keeping an eye on. Other people who stars have said they like to see or who say that they could see themselves in AEW. Athena, Ember Moon, Thunder Rosa said she would love to wrestle her in AEW. Mm-hmm. For what it's worth, we both agree, and I think that we think she's better suited for Impact, but that doesn't mean anything. Remember, Thunder Rosa's been on Impact too. Mm-hmm. EC3 in an interview said that he
Poor
can
guy.
envision him. Oh yeah, he got the worst shaft of all. Yeah, he can't envision himself in AEW.
I bet he can.
I'm sure he can. EC3's got all the tools and just bad choice after bad choice. Not on him either. I'm not going to put it on him, but he just got dealt raw cards left and right. So
My problem with EC3 is I don't think he has any personality.
he did when he was in Impact, when he was, post being Dixie Carter's nephew, right? Mm-hmm. After Dixie Carter stepped away and he was the top guy and he was going up and he had Rockstar's, but he had a lot of personality. It was kind of similar to like MJF style, right? But he's got good mic skills, and I don't know. It's like the thing is, nobody watched him when he was in there. Because nobody watched Impact at the time, mm-hmm. And then he got to NXT, was there for a month before he got called up. I don't know though. So
that's fair.
He said it. Whatever. There's a lot of people I'm sure who want to be on AEW, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, tons.
So I have no doubt of that. You said you already ordered your Black Friday shirts from Pro Wrestling Tees, right?
I sure did.
All right. Did you get just the heel one, or did you get more?
No, I got just the Vader heel shirt, and as I already told you, your birthday present of the Ruby Soho shirt for the Ethan Page Ruby Soho shirt. So not the Ethan Page is the sheets, the actual Ruby Soho Bucky shirt, because it absolutely is amazing. And
we made mention of this. I feel like their shirts are not for. It's like the idea is great, but it's like it's meant to be a diss on the other person. They're definitely not. They made a shirt for each other.
Yeah,
which I think is smart by Ethan, because he's gonna. Yeah, Ruby is moreover a Ruby, so he's gonna win. So all right,
actually, well, the thing is like I don't know if you happen to watch his latest one.
Not yet. I've been putting up Christmas lights all day.
Okay, well, I watched it just about like an hour and a half ago, and it's like they were at Pro Wrestling Tees showing them making the Ruby Soho shirt. Like, man, these things are flying off because I mean it's such a great shirt.
It really is. It's fantastic. Hers is fine, but it's just like,
yeah.
Anyway,
it is. It's fine.
Pro Wrestling Tees has got their Black Friday sale going on through Monday. So check it out. I'm probably gonna buy a smattering of shirts tomorrow or Saturday. Anyway, couple other bits of news here. So news in AAA. So Kenny Omega officially sidelined for next several months. He is. You saw this, that his shoulder has been like bad for what, 6 months, you said?
Mm-hmm. Bad.
Real bad. So he's out. He dropped the title to Hangman. but he's still the AAA Mega Champion. He was supposed to defend at the next Triple Mania event against Hijo del Vikingo. Well, he can't, and he officially had to relinquish the title. So, what are they going to do for it, right? Well, AAA announced that, stepping in is going to be Samurai del Sol. So, yes, that is the former
Kalisto.
Kalisto, thank you. I don't know, I'm ready to stop there. The former Kalisto. But that's not going to be all. It's going to be a multi-man match.
Oh, no.
It's going to be Hijo del Vikingo, Samurai del Sol, 2 more participants, and most recently announced, so a 5-person match right now, Jay Lethal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just those 3 alone make me want to go watch this match for sure. I don't know who else they're going to add to it, but give me it. I think Andrade might be one of them. I really do.
I would not be surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised if Andrade walks out with it, too.
Yep. I don't think Andrade is booked on the next Triple Mania. I have to double check. If he is already booked, he might be there. But oh, look out! So right now, Samurai del Sol, Kalisto, Hijo del Vikingo, who, if you haven't had the pleasure of seeing, Google him, YouTube it, look him up. It is worth your time. I guarantee it.
He's a Mexican Will Ospreay.
Really is. He's a Viking luchador. Doesn't wear a mask though, and he's so good. He's so unbelievable.
He's next level.
Triple Mania is coming to you December 4th, so no time. We might talk about it a little bit when we do our post takeover show. So we do have another belt on the line here for us. Jamie, as you saw, stole my belt last week, but we do have War Games coming up on the 4th.
War Games.
I was waiting for you there. I was like, you gotta do it. They did announce some of the War Game stuff. We'll talk about that more next week. Lastly, here, before we get into Dynamite, one other note that I had was, okay, it's an interesting one. So we've talked a lot about movings, going, shaking, stars, wanting to be and showing up at different places and this and stuff. Recently had Jonah debut on Impact, and another former WWE superstar was recently spotted behind the scenes at recent Impact tapings. And this name was not the name I was expecting to see when I opened up this story. Summer Rae.
Interesting.
I know. She hasn't wrestled in 5 years?
No.
4 years? Something.
No. And she's aged like a fine wine. She is still stunning.
She looks unbelievable. She was really green when she got her push.
Yeah.
She was probably too young. Let's be honest. She was probably too young to be that sexualized, because that was definitely during the Divas era and everything. So
that is a fair assessment.
But I don't know what to make of that. I just thought that was a very intriguing headline. So
that is.
That being said, let's talk about Dynamite Thanksgiving, because there was a lot of good stuff going on. Do you have one more thing?
I have one more thing.
One more thing, and then that's right. You have some New Japan news.
I have this rather large New Japan news. So at Wrestle Kingdom 16, night 3, New Japan said that they are going to have a New Japan versus Noah event. So for any of you who don't know, Noah is
big fucking deal.
Big deal over in Japan. And those two have been rivals for such a long time, legit rival companies, WCW, WWE, but not at that grand of scale, but
sure,
that kind of hatred, if you will. Forbidden Doors wide open. I guess everybody's loving everybody these days. So at the Yokohama Arena, night 3, January 8th, New Japan versus Noah. And if you don't know anything about Noah, I'll just give you one name. And that is Katsuhiko Nakajima. That's all I gotta say is Nakajima. He's that guy. Everybody knows who Nakajima is. I mean, if you should anyway.
You should definitely know him. Yes,
he was a New Japan guy, and he is the ace of Noah now. And he started out Noah, left, and came back to Noah. He is absolutely phenomenal. Strong style with some other things sprinkled in. He's Okada-esque is probably the best way to put it, but not at that level because Okada's at a completely different level. But that skill set.
Now, aren't they doing on night 2? It's Ospreay versus whoever, Okada or Ishii or
Takagi.
Takagi. So that's night 2. The winner of that, you feel, might go up against
Nakajima.
him on Nakajima.
I don't know.
Maybe not for a title, but for an a match, top guy versus top guy type of bit. It sounded to me when you were explaining it, they're billing it as a promotion versus promotion sort of thing, So
yeah,
all terrible analogy, I know. All a Survivor Series, right?
Yeah. So they're even saying who should Okada face? So they're already saying Okada's gonna face somebody. So Nakajima.
I mean, why overcomplicate things? Come on, there's more than just one guy, but that's the name.
That's the name.
Yeah, cool.
Yes, holy shit.
Well, we'll have to look forward to that. So, and Wrestle Kingdom is first week of January. So there's a lot. The first half of January, there's a lot of wrestling going on.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? The new trend is like New Year, just bombard you. Everybody's doing New Year's shows. You got multiple pay-per-views going on the 8th. It's just there's all sorts of shit happening those first 2 weeks.
I know.
Crazy.
And you got the Rumble that happens in January too.
Rumble. I think the Rumble got pushed back, if I'm not mistaken. It's either late January or early February, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's in early February this year.
Interesting.
Because WWE is doing a New Year's Day pay-per-view.
Oh, yay.
It's their new thing, right? So that's why the Rumble got pushed back a little bit. But that's a pay-per-view. AEW, we'll talk about Dynamite in a second, but AEW announced a special show. It's going to be on TNT. It's not a pay-per-view, but a special show that they're selling tickets for in Charlotte on the 8th. The Ace, I believe, is Hard to Kill for Impact. You've got Wrestle Kingdom. You've got, just loading them up here. It's crazy. It's become, I don't know why, but they've all decided New Year, we need to have everything going on right at the beginning of the year. So whatever.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm not against it, but it's just insane.
It's gonna be a lot, but it's whatever. It's just a very interesting time. So
yeah.
Just look. Any other news? Any other things you got?
No.
That's pretty much all I have. Let's talk about Dynamite, because Dynamite last night was amazing.
So there's one thing I need to talk about with Dynamite, and we're going to save that because this is the first damn thing. If you don't know me, hello, I'm Jamie Faulkner, and I'm a giant mark. But one of the things that I really enjoy is shit talking on the mic. Hi,
Jamie.
I'm a big fan of shit talking on the mic, and I got what I wanted.
And all that and then some. I'm just going to put that out there. Let's definitely put a giant pin. Let's put a stake in this fucking thing. We're going to come back to the first half hour later at the end, because it's going to take some time to get through it all.
So, after this, first match of the night is CM Punk versus QT Marshall. Good match. It was.
It was fun.
It was fine. If you live under a rock, QT Marshall wins. I'm kidding. No, it's CM Punk. CM Punk wins, obviously.
What a swerve that would be. I'm just going to say, if they had the balls to do that.
Right after,
Right after whatever happened in the first half hour, yes.
Then, after that, you had Jungle, whatever. Eddie Kingston, that was pretty good. 2.0 came up and talked to him. I did enjoy that. You had the Gun Club, Colton and Billy Gunn with Austin Gunn versus Bear Country. The winner was the Gun Club.
Are you surprised, as I was, to find out that Colton Gunn has never lost in AEW.
Extremely.
Like Billy has and Austin has in different variations, but Colton, whether tag team trios or individually, has yet to lose. That's odd.
Defeated.
34-0. That's really odd. Good for him, but odd.
Yeah, 100%. Then after that, you had promos. Darby Allin and them came out after the match because they're fighting or whatever. Then they did the promo for Battle of the Belts. That's gonna be in North Carolina. That looks really good.
I'm interested to see what that means because that's what they named this whole Saturday, January 8th thing. So more details to come. Tickets just went on sale, but more details to come.
All the belts are on the line. That's the only thing I can think of.
Gotta be. I don't know.
Adam Cole confronted the Best Friends. I thought that was great with Bobby Fish. They challenged him and Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta to a match. That's going to happen on Rampage. So had to get that up. Team Taz don't give a shit. No,
don't gloss over that. I'm not gonna spend much time on it, but the moral of the story is that Dante Martin actually signed the contract with Team Taz. I don't know where that's going. That surprised me. That's it. You move on.
Interesting.
I know it was. It's like whatever.
Whatever. Yeah. All right. So after this, I'm calling this match of the night. I enjoyed the shit out of this match. It was a lot.
Everybody did. The crowd was amped for this match.
They were hot. Jamie Hayter versus Thunder Rosa. And oh my God, both of these women were just brutal.
Oh, they were bringing the shots, man. They were not holding them back.
Not at all. But in a shocking turn of events, I thought this is where Jamie Hayter was going to get the win. But actually, Britt and Rebel cost her the win, I think. And Thunder Rosa picked it up.
Yeah, absolutely did.
Yeah. So I thought that was a nice little turn of events. Jamie Hayter was pissed at the end, so I think there's going to be something that comes out of that.
You think she shoved afterwards. She shoved Britt and left them in the ring because Britt accidentally super kicked her instead of Thunder Rosa is what it was, and we'll see what that leads to. Thunder Rosa moves on, so your TBS tournament is as follows, just as an update. We're down to almost the semifinals. Thunder Rosa is going to take on Jade Cargill. I'm predicting Jade Cargill beats her. That's how I think they'll get, because they were doing enough before, during, and after this match to really continue to lay sprinkles to that Thunder Rosa is going to be the one to take the title off of her.
Yeah. So
I don't think she's going to hold both belts. I think that's my guess. And then Nyla Rose will face the winner. Next Wednesday, you'll have the final quarterfinal, Chris Statlander versus Ruby Soho, Ruby. And the winner of that faces Nyla Rose in the other semifinal. So.
Yep, which I think Ruby Soho is going to win.
You're on with me now. Yes.
That I don't know who's gonna win it all. I think it might be.
I think it's gonna be Ruby. I'm still sticking with Ruby. It's not just because I got a pension and I like Ruby, in general. I really do think it makes the most sense. Once again, and I talked about this last week. Go back and listen to it if you want, but I'm sticking with Ruby.
Okay. After this, they had a quick Chris Jericho, Alex Marvez thing where 2.0 came up and talked to him. It was just
they were featured a lot tonight.
They were,
oddly enough.
They were. So that was just a little weird. Then they did the Friendsgiving with Britt and Tony and Rebel. That was absolutely hilarious.
It was good.
So they finally talked about how Rio got screwed at All Out.
I was so happy they didn't lose his continuity. He was like, yes. So you were mad about this post All Out. You're like, no. Details.
Yeah. So this is what they're doing. They're having a Black Friday special, their Black Friday sale thing, match on Rampage of Britt Baker versus Riho. And if Riho wins, she gets a title shot in the future.
She gets a title shot.
So there you go. There's some Riho information for you. After this, though, we had probably the just most technical match of the night. That it was just a clinic by both these gentlemen, and that's Colt Cabana versus Bryan Danielson.
Not as long as I would have thought, though.
Way shorter than I thought, but it was hard hitting and technical, and there's lots of good. I mean, Bryan Danielson looks like the Bryan Danielson of old. Like
He does.
He looks great right now. It's kind of crazy. Afterwards, he did a quick promo. He called the crowd fickle, which I thought was hilarious. Got people all hyped and going.
I wrote that down because I'm like the throwback to the fickle. It was like,
yes. When he was doing that,
he was the planet's champion,
Yeah.
and he was like fickle.
He's our hero. Yeah, he was totally being Captain Planet there. Then
I loved it.
he said that next week they're in Atlanta and there's a whole bunch of Dark Order guys from Atlanta. So whoever wants to step up and get the shit kicked out of them.
Which I know it's Alan Angels, but I believe 10 is also currently living in Atlanta as well.
Yeah,
so that's what I think is referring to. Maybe Reynolds also. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where Reynolds is from.
I don't either. But then Adam Hangman Page comes out and those two have a spirited conversation. I thought it was very well done. It had everything I wanted out of it. And then of course they got into fisticuffs afterwards, and Hangman almost hit the buckshot lariat.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I love him, my one complaint is that, yes, Hangman's not the best on the mic in a live scenario. That being said, the way they're doing this with him, I think fits very well. So he came out and he basically said that he's in his gear, right? And he offered to challenge him right now for the belt. And to wit, Danielson's like, well, of course you're going to do it. I just got done with the match. Of course you're now going to come out and expect me to, I'm not going to fall for that, So
Yeah.
You could tell they're doing it in a way that keeps the majority of the talking focus on Danielson, who can carry that. And, but it's not diminishing to the champion. So they're taking what is a weakness of Hangman and turning it on its ear. I do like that. So we'll see. They didn't announce anything officially, and apparently Tony Khan's going to be announcing more matches on Rampage for next Wednesday's Dynamite. So will he keep fighting Dark Order members, and who will that be? We'll find out Friday.
Yeah. We shall see. All right. So next we have the main event of.
I loved this match. Something fierce.
So the women's match was match of the night. This was a total spot fest. Like it just had spots a go-go.
Absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
You wanted to see something, you pretty much got it, damn near. This had Malakai Black, FTR, and Andrade El Idolo versus Cody Rhodes and Death Triangle of the Lucha Brothers and Pac. And my goodness, the crowd hated Cody. Oh my God!
Like, they were into everything here, but they were especially hating of Cody. Yes.
So like I've been
Chicago
saying
crowd.
This, yeah. But I've been saying this, like some places are 50-50, but like the hotbed wrestling areas are 100% anti-Cody.
Absolutely.
So
which is fine, which is cool, whatever, right?
So my moment of the night.
I know what you're gonna say.
My moment.
100% know what you're gonna say, but do it. Say it.
So my number one thing was Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
no, not even close. So Cody takes off his.
That was cute.
Yeah, Cody takes off his weight belt thing, and he
usually does.
Yeah, he does, and he throws it in the crowd. And flashbacks to ECW One Night Stand. And freaking
John Cena.
Yeah, the John Cena shirt. Somebody in the crowd got it and threw it back in the ring. So, and then everybody went nuts when that happened. And then Andrade saw it, grabbed it, lifted up the apron and just threw it under, and everybody's like, yeah! Like just and then next thing you know, Cody gets it and puts it back on.
I know, and then he does throw it back out the other way, I don't know if it's in the crowd or not, but and I took it. I didn't take the ECW approach on that because we talked about this. My first baseball game. I grew up in Central Illinois when I was a kid. I was born in Milwaukee. Moved when I was 6 to Central Illinois. My dad was a big Cubs, and my grandparents big Cubs fans. So my first baseball game, 8 years old, was at Wrigley Field. Cubs, Dodgers, whatever. And Wrigley Field, the big thing is you throw the ball back. So that's what I thought of. They're in Chicago, and they did the Wrigley Field thing of throwing the belt back in the ring, and it literally got into the ring. It was this match had so many spots, but that's the part people are going to remember forever.
Yeah, well, then you saw Cody afterwards. You see him like talking to, I think, Pac, and he's like, what the hell? Like, I saw him see that in his face, like, dude, like, you don't want to be a heel, but this crowd is going to make you into one, and Codelander is going to become a thing, and you are going to be like, I'm not a heel. I'm doing all this stuff because I'm not a heel, but you're totally a heel.
Well, there was some stolen tag things going on there that happened between, especially with Pac and him. Mm-hmm. There was a moment where somebody moved out of the way and he super kicked Pac instead of just like Britt Baker,
Yeah.
But the spots were just off the hook and back and forth. FTR, Lucha Brothers, Phoenix Isn't Human. That trend never stops.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the things they're doing, Andrade, Malakai was looking like extra stiff on some, not stiff, extra strong on some different spots he had. Loved all this. Even a little bit with Tully and Arn coming up in the ring, that was cute and all. And then Jose tries to get involved. He takes his jacket off and is grabbing his dick, and they both just attack him, which I thought was great,
Yeah.
So it was the most fun match of the night. I think the best match, I'm with you, Thunder Rosa and Jamie Hayter. That match proves why there needs to be more than one women's match a night.
100%.
Damn it.
100%.
But this match was the most fun by far.
Yeah, so the ending of it, the Lucha Brothers got some offense, and they vacated the ring, and Pac was going up for a black arrow, and he actually gets black misted in the face. Andrade was able to get him up, hit him with his DDT, and your winners are Malakai Black, FTR, and Andrade El Idolo. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the show. But now let's go back. Let's hit the rewind button.
Rewind.
And let's just...
Yeah, we want to focus. We talk about everything else. The show was really good in general. Very good show. But let's talk about the open.
So the opening was, obviously, they opened with CM Punk walking out, right? And big pop.
He's got a match. He's going to open with that match, right?
Yes. And he's wearing the normal trunks, not the leg trunks or the shorts. So thank God. So he comes out, and then like right after he gets in the ring, MJF's music hits. And I'm like, I'm sitting there on my couch like, oh, shit, let's go.
I'm watching this, and I literally just got in from setting up lights for 3 hours, and half of my lights I should have tested before I put them on my house because, the 50-foot string is definitely not working.
Ouch.
So I'm just like, oh, God, all right. At least I have wrestling here. And I saw that, and I go, Jamie's got a 4-foot boner right now, I can tell.
Oh, for sure, because like this is what I've been looking forward to. This is when CM Punk came. This is what I was looking forward to. And
so we've been clamoring for CM Punk too. Like the Kingston thing I think is good and is a good long term, but this a storyline, right? Because Punk is best when he's in a storyline where he can talk for weeks and then deliver a series of matches. This is what we've been wanting. Thank you.
So, MJF, as we all know, is great on the stick and phenomenal on the stick. Like, I would go to say that elite, maybe, on the stick. And he's had a lot of great promos. I kind of feel like this might have been his best ever.
This is better than his presidential, his election, his campaign one?
Absolutely.
Because
he's in Chicago just eviscerating CM Punk. Like if you went side by side, who won this promo? Like, because they went at it. MJF hands down won that shit. Like without a doubt. Even though CM Punk called him a less famous Miz, it had everything. He called him PG Punk, which I thought was great. And he kept calling him PG, and he called him Punky Brewster at the beginning. Like, he pulled out all of his great one-liners. He just went after him with zinger after zinger after zinger, and he called Punk nostalgia, and he's a fan, but what are you doing now?
He also said, I'm going to verbally finish you quicker than your UFC career.
Yes.
I have lots of quotes I wrote down here because I was keeping tally of the dingers, and I don't know. I think this is fabulous for MJF, but I think Punk was the better, is my opinion. But let's keep going.
Yeah. So like MJF,
I'll pull out quotes as we go along here because I got some good ones.
Oh yeah, so MJF was going off on him too about how he's worked hard. He had to work hard for everything. He had to work hard for everything, and MJF was built for this. And CM, PG Punk, you're just second best, whether it be You Can't See Me or the King of Kings. And then he's like, basically now, because you're
lots of WWE digs.
Oh yeah, like one of my favorite ones too is like, he was like, you're just like, to that nostalgia point, in your PG Punk, he says you're coming out here preaching hustle, loyalty, and respect. I'm like, damn. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, this is right after Punk called him a less famous Miz.
Yes.
Which the crowd was in on this, and then as soon as he said that, they were fully in on everything, and then it was just like a rap battle almost of diss tracks going back and forth between the two, and the crowd like, oh.
It was so good. Oh my god. Yeah, and then
Punk also said, while I was selling out Madison Square Garden, you were marking out to Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, because he was on Rosie O'Donnell as a child, which I thought was great.
Yeah. I had no idea his name was Maxwell either. He always thought that MJF just stood for My Jealous Friend, another...
Yeah, my jerk-off friend, whatever. And then I love it. He's like, hey, you made New York Times, are you gonna sing me a song? Huh? You gonna sing me a song? And he's like, you're gonna make the New York Times again, but this time it'll be in the obituary. He's like, he went right there, like he's gonna murder him. And he's like, you talk too much. Like, I understand, I used to too, but it's like, now it's but you can't back it up. I beat Darby Allin in the ring, and I didn't need a ring to do it. Like, he's called him out everything.
And it's interesting how they dwelled back on the Darby bit for a hot minute, because he said that, and then he kind of dwells into it, and it kills you that I came in here and my goal was, I didn't bring you up on all this stuff here because I knew what it meant. I knew that I'd have to, it's not facing you, it's facing you and Wardlow and FTR and Sean Spears, and I wanted to come in, I wanted to go right after and take on the heart and soul of AEW as Darby Allin, and that eats you alive. And then they get into that bit for a hot minute, and he delivers my personal favorite. He tells Max, you don't even realize you were replaced as a pillar, basically, by Britt Baker. It's like,
oh, that one was good. And then the next thing that Punk said that I wrote down is Punk says that the only way MJF will get on top is by waiting until Tony Khan has a daughter and marries her.
I mean, the WWE digs were hot and heavy and fast and furious. Yeah. And this was about 24 minutes to open the show. And we've long talked about how Dynamite doesn't open with promos. This is 2 weeks in a row that they have. Last week was, champion celebration, to be expected, right? This week was very warranted because of what we got. If this is how the promo you open a show with, cool. I am good with this.
Yeah, it was great. It ended with Punk says he wants to beat MJF's needle dick right here and now. And then as soon as he said that, the crowd went nuts and did a needle dick chant. Yeah. It was so good.
Oh, it's going to be great. So, I sense a needle dick shirt coming. I really do.
I will probably end up buying it. I mean, let's be real. Let's be honest. I'm going to buy that shirt.
All right, so book this then. So this is where they're planning on going, right? Is this a thing that you think is going to make it to Revolution?
Absolutely.
Is this going to be a series that they're going to go through, or is this going to be a big payoff and move on? Book it for me. What do you think's the plan?
I think the smart play is you don't give away this match for free.
I'm with you. I think that unfortunately they kind of cobbled together the Eddie Kingston thing with him in too short a order for a lot of folks, even though they didn't give it away for free. That's a thing you could have built up over time as well and really had a big payoff on. So I'm with you that they don't do the same thing on this.
Yeah.
So you think?
So
go ahead.
I think this is what they do. I think they have verbal spats and they will be in tag team matches against each other where they will have a moment where they will have the opportunity to hit each other and MJF will not engage and then he'll sucker punch him and stuff like that. They'll do those types of barbs to set up the singles match between them. And I personally think that match is not going to just be any run-of-the-mill match. I don't think it's just going to be a straight-up match because they want to make sure that Wardlow and all of them aren't there. I feel like it's going to be a cage match.
That makes sense. Do you think this will be, and if they do, it'll be the third time through, they set up okay, maybe this is my worry, more than me asking you if they think they'll do this. My worry is that they're going to go through what they did with Cody and with Jericho and make CM Punk have to run through a labor of sorts in order to get to MJF.
I think that's played out.
I hope not.
I think they don't have to because of the level of promo skill CM Punk has that carries it enough. I mean, Jericho is great on the mic. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong.
Right.
But
there's a lot more involved with both of those feuds, though. Yeah. Longer history than there is here. So to me, those made sense. Even the Trials of Jericho made sense. It went here. Although I could see Punk wrestling Wardlow and Spears ahead of him going off.
Yeah, but it's not
his choice.
It's choice, not a necessity. Kind of like what Bryan Danielson's doing right now. Says he'll go through everybody in the Dark Order.
Sure.
Same sentiment there. So I think it'll be that way. Like you have to do this to prove that you can wrestle me. It's like no, he's fucking CM Punk. Like that's the thing. Like
right, he doesn't need to prove shit to shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he'll just eviscerate him on. He's the only person in that locker room who can stand toe to toe with MJF on the mic and be able to call him out. Like I said, Jericho's really damn good, and Jericho's probably one of the top 5 promo guys who's ever lived, all time. Right. And I don't think he can hold a candle to MJF right now. I know it's a bold statement.
I wouldn't. Well, I mean, at this stage in this, I wouldn't disagree with that necessarily. I wouldn't fully jump on board with it, but I wouldn't disagree with it either. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right there.
It could be a
but
hot take.
I'm also of the same opinion that you're right. I don't think you need to do. I don't want them to get too gimmicky in the build up, because if we're looking at Revolution.
Mm-hmm. That's where
Revolution?
It needs to be.
Yeah,
Revolution.
Yeah. Okay.
February.
I don't know why. There's too many similar. Once again, everybody knows I struggle with this because there's too many similarly named between Impact and AEW and others. All right. So when is that? That's in March, April.
February.
It's in February. That seems too soon. No, that's right, because they're Double or Nothing between them and All Out. Because All Out is in September, Labor Day weekend. Mm-hmm. You'll have Double or Nothing at the beginning of the summer into spring.
Yeah, because it was March 7th last year.
Okay, so you're talking late February, March. We're saying March.
Late February, early March, somewhere in there. Because then you have Memorial Day is Double or Nothing. Labor Day is All Out.
That's still 3 months away, though.
Yeah, that's plenty of build.
I mean, is that too long? My point being, do you think they're going to give it away ahead of that?
Maybe at that battle for the belts.
Maybe then. Maybe for New Year's stuff going on. I mean, Battle of the Belts is the 8th. It could be maybe on the first TNT or TBS. Although, I believe what they're going to do for TBS is have because the first TBS Dynamite, they're going to be having the TBS champion crowned on that show. Mm-hmm. I bet you, because that belt is named after the network it's premiering on, that's going to be a main event type of show. Mm-hmm. Just saying, right? Maybe then. And here's my opinion, and I agree with you that they shouldn't give away the house for this. The possibility of this payoff is fantastic. The possibility of this fantastic, like you just booked it in a steel cage, gets me tingly bits too, right? Mm-hmm. But you could have a series of matches leading into that. You could have them on the 8th, and it doesn't end clean. There's some shenanigans happen, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And then you could have it again and facilitate the need to put it in a cage. So maybe they'll do it a little bit more. I don't know. I'm just saying. It feels like that's 3 months is a long time in today's day and age.
It is, but in the pantheon of wrestling, it goes quick, man. It really does. And I think if they do it right and they have them do like tag teams against each other, maybe they have like blood and guts, have a blood and guts between, MJF's crew and a crew that CM Punk is able to put together. Something like that. I don't know. Build it up where they at least can get their hands on each other a little bit, but it's not one-on-one. Or they do give away a one-on-one, but it ends via disqualification, as CM Punk said it was going to.
I think that's a lot more likely. I really do. I think they'll give it away a few times, and it's not going to be clean. It's going to be real messy, and that's going to facilitate a definitive answer type of situation, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I think is more likely. But you guys tell us. Fancy book this for us. Give us a comment or give us a tweet. Let us know. How would you book Punk and MJF? First of all, did you love this as much as we did? And then how would you book this? What are your thoughts? Is Revolution too far away? Is it perfect? Let us know. All right. Any other thoughts you had on Dynamite?
No. It was a great ass show, top to bottom.
Great. Yes. And there can be bad ass shows, but this was a great ass show. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'll stop right now. So. We'll be back next week. Finally, once again, couple tickets still remaining. If you haven't got them, you don't know what you're doing, you're in Kansas City for Thanksgiving weekend. Tomorrow, 7 p.m., Blip Coffee Roasters in the West Bottoms. Come check out Journey Pro. It's going to be a hell of a time. We're going to talk all about it next week. Come see the new ownership team. Give Walter some love. Walter's going to be there. So come check us out. You have something you want to comment on that?
One ticket available.
Holy shit! Okay, so when you're hearing this, there may be 0 tickets available. So
yeah, but hey, if you are listening to it, you find us. Like maybe there could be a Cold Frosty in your future. Like whatever, just. If you are on the fence about going and you're going because you heard us, let us know, obviously. And you know what? Maybe we'll get you a Cold Frosty or get you a hot dog. Maybe
we're gonna be there. I think we have barbecue there. We're gonna have. We'll see. I know that they have a beer sponsor now, so they should have some delicious tasting adult beverages. But it is also at a coffee shop, so there's that for you non-alcoholic drinkers out there as well. But we'll be easy to find. We'll be wearing our heel shit shirts. Hashtag heel shit, go Howlets. So look for us. And if you can't make it, we'll talk all about it next week. So don't you worry.
For sure.
We'll be back next Thursday. So lots of stuff going on right now. It's a good time to get into wrestling. Despite all the bitch fest we had with the WWE things, there's a lot of other stuff out there. We got lots of stuff happening in AEW. Impact's really hitting their stride. I want to see what they do this week with Jonah, too. Does he show up for his post-Turning Point shows or what's going on with that. I know that Jonah versus Josh Alexander gets Jamie all sorts of tingly good feelings. So New Japan's on a little bit of a lull right now, holiday stuff, but they're going to amp up. The World Juniors is starting, or Super Juniors is starting shortly.
I think it starts this week. Or this week,
okay.
Something like that, yeah.
So we'll give you guys updates on that. And then don't forget, the 4th is War Games, so we'll have a Tuesday episode that week.
War
We'll
Games!
be back next Thursday. It still kills you that Regal's not involved with regular NXT, only the UK variant now, right?
Pisses me off. He's the best at saying War Games.
I know.
Best.
Moved him across the pond. Maybe he wanted to be back to family. I don't know, but whatever. Anywho, we'll be back with that, but we'll be back next Thursday with our regular scheduled programming. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Jamie, take us home, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I have 2 words for you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thought you were going to do gobble gobble.
Absolutely not. Never in a million years. Seriously, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Eat turkey if you do turkey. If you're not a meat eater, eat the tofu turkey, whatever. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the wrestlings. Enjoy the family. Enjoy whatever. Thankful that you guys listen to us. Of course, always like and subscribe. But seriously, thankful you guys take time out of your day to listen to us 2 marks.
Absolutely. I second all that. Gobble gobble, y'all. We'll see you next Thursday.
Peace.